Did you hear that? Holy right? The DOT is behind us. Bart is on the ice.
Despite being initially focused on giving high-profile celebrities a platform to vent the most scandalous details about their life, reality TV eventually evolved to give common people their own spotlight as well. That being said, no one expected that showcasing real people with real struggles on TV would turn out to be so entertaining. But shows such as Ice Road Truckers IRT came to prove not only that normality was indeed worth watching, but also that seeing tough guys working was somehow appealing to a considerable section of the TV audience. The success of Ice Road Truckers was undeniable. So was the uproar in its spin-off Deadliest Roads caused as well. That's why it's so inspiring to see the latter not showing more episodes recently, making us wonder what's really happened to the show. So, is Deadliest Roads cancelled, or will it return anytime soon? What happened to its stars, and where are they nowadays? Keep with us to know all. It's almost mandatory that once a show becomes popular enough, a long list of spin-off series can be created from it. However, this is not the case for Ice Road Truckers, with only Deadliest Roads as a follow-up series from the franchise to premiere. Despite Deadliest Roads being the only one, the fact that many people still remember the show till these days proves how memorable it actually was, even though no further episodes premiered after 2011. Truth be told, Deadliest Roads wasn't officially cancelled, but no one explained why it wasn't continued either. Although this normally happens to shows with poor audience ratings, this wasn't the case for Deadliest Roads, given that it was quite popular back in the day. While it's suspected that such an international production was probably too costly to maintain, the fact that many truckers left the show while it was being filmed, apparently due mainly to the risky road conditions, is potentially one of the reasons the series saw its early end. Whatever happened, there wasn't any clear explanation about it over a long period. That being said, at least Deadliest Roads gave us many memorable moments while it lasted. The Deadliest Roads concept wasn't that different from the main series. The cast was composed of many known faces, plus some new ones. But the fact that it was filmed abroad and explored many unknown and highly risky locations was what truly made the show so thrilling to watch. The first season premiered in late 2010, featuring truckers Alex Debegorsky, Lisa Kelly, and Rick Yem, who were already longtime Ice Road Truckers cast members. Though some changes to the cast were made later in the season, it focused mainly on the struggles these drivers faced while traveling the mountain roads of the Himalayas, transporting supplies from Delhi to Shimla in eastern India. The second season premiered in September 2011 and had truckers pairing up to cross some of the toughest roads in South America. Though this season welcomed more new faces, all the truckers had their chance to shine while facing the youngest road in Bolivia compared to the former season. This new adventure's difficulties were higher, considering that not only were the roads harder to drive on, but also seeing how the terrain's saltiness and lithium partially damaged the vehicles. In total, Deadliest Roads aired 23 episodes in 2 years. So, who were the Deadliest Roads cast? There was no way Rick Yem could go unnoticed during his time in the series. But it wasn't because of his blue mohawk. Rick was known for his rebellious personality and for not mincing his words, especially in the most grueling situations. Regardless of being portrayed as the villain in the show, Rick had proven to be enough of a competent trucker since the beginnings in Ice Road Truckers. However, the challenge to deliver religious articles to a monastery ahead of the Rohtang Pass was endearing to say the least. Even though he ultimately accomplished his first job in India, his second all-alone mission of delivering fuel barrels for a rescue mission in the mountains failed in the end. The second season saw the situation go downhill quite rapidly for Rick, as he abandoned his mission in South America in episode 2. Rick's adventure with Ice Road Truckers wasn't going to last long afterwards though. He appeared for the last time in the show in the 2012 episode, The Final Showdown, in which he and truck partner Hugh Rowland leave Polar Enterprises. Following his exit from Ice Road Truckers, Rick kept busy with his carpet cleaning business for a couple of years, but it's unclear what he's doing nowadays. However, you can get a glimpse into Rick's current life thanks to his somewhat active social media accounts. As one of the most popular Ice Road Truckers cast members, and with decades of experience on the road, there's a lot to say about Alex Debegorsky. However, his run in Deadliest Roads wasn't as long as he would have liked, as he only appeared in one episode of the first season. On screen, it seems as if Alex had abandoned his mission in India, but the situation apparently played out quite differently in real life. In a 2020 interview with the website Deals on Wheels, the veteran trucker affirmed that his adventure in India was cut short when someone purposely ran into his truck. While waiting for his truck repair, Alex attended a truck exhibition in England, but was denied a second entry to India due to visa issues. All of that wasn't evident in the show, unfortunately. They played it in a certain way that looked like I didn't want to be there, but that was not true, as he stated. Not accepting to be in Deadliest Roads' second season was indeed a personal and financial decision. I figured, to heck with them. If I'm going to go and do a job like that and I kill myself, I'm not going, he said. while also daringly suggesting that him not appearing in Deadliest Roads was possibly one of the reasons why the show wasn't subsequently renewed. Regardless of her young age, Lisa Kelly was consistently one of the most competent drivers in Ice Road Truckers, on top of arguably being the most successful throughout the 2 seasons of Deadliest Roads. A native at Michigan, but an Alaskan at heart, Lisa Kelly's career started at the bottom. She dropped out of college after 1 semester and joined the workforce as a school bus driver, pizza deliverer, and gas station attendant, jobs she kept while pursuing motorsports on the side. She soon realized that pursuing a career behind the wheel was the right way to go, eventually joining a truck driver training program before being contracted by Carlisle Transportation, a local trucking company. Things took an unexpected turn after she accepted Carlisle's offer to join Ice Road Truckers, the first woman to do so in the show. Despite being underestimated at the start, her appearances in the show proved her worth as a driver, making her success in Deadliest Roads unsurprising. In the first season, Lisa was the only one to deliver the fuel barrels needed for a rescue mission up in the mountains, later on completing all of her missions in the second season as well. Although Lisa's appearances in Ice Road Truckers were intermittent until the show's end in its 11th season, nowadays she's still living in Alaska, working as a trucker. What else? Following Alex Dobogorski's exit from Deadliest Roads, Dave Redman joined as his replacement. Although at the time, Dave was a new face to the audience, his unrelenting will to complete the Himalayas missions showed that he was worthy of being there. Even though Dave unfortunately didn't complete the fuel delivering mission in the first season, he was there for the second season in Bolivia to team up with Lisa Kelly. However, his adventure in South America ended a little too soon when he abandoned it in episode 2, concerned with the high risk level of the dirt roads. There's no driving over it real slow because if it collapses under you, you're going down, he told Hulik.com in 2012, also admitting that he drove with his truck's door open and put a stick to the lock to ensure he could get out alive if the truck fell off the cliff. Dave had such a positive reception from the audience that he soon joined Ice Road Truckers' main cast in season 5. However, his presence in the show was allegedly meant to stir up drama. They had scripted me to be the bad guy in the show, and it just scripted me to get fired, Dave told Trucker News. Unfortunately, nothing is known about Dave's whereabouts after leaving the TV series. Despite being an unknown face when he joined Deadliest Roads, G.W. Bowles was definitely welcomed by the audience as Dave Redman's replacement in the second season's 4th episode. As Lisa Kelly's trucking partner, Bowles did half of the work, while driving the world's most dangerous roads in Bolivia and Peru. Regardless of his tough biker appearance, Bowles considers himself an entertainer at heart. Despite becoming a trucker soon after high school, his dream was always to be a professional wrestler. Though the latter wasn't possible, Bowles successfully pursued a side career as a comedian, performing in local Texas clubs before attracting the attention of the History Channel. Unlike some of his co-stars, G.W. Bowles' adventure with Deadliest Roads doesn't bring back bad memories. It wasn't only the thrill of accomplishing his TV dream that he loved, but also the adventure in itself, which made it even greater. To be honest, even if there had been no TV show behind it, I still would have done it, as seen on his social media. Nowadays, Bowles is still active as a trucker and produces original YouTube content. As an original Ice Road Truckers cast member, it wasn't really surprising to see Hugh Polar Bear Rowland debut in Deadliest Roads' second season. Although he was left with no driving partner after Rick Yam left the show, his several years of experience made it possible for him to accomplish his mission in South America, driving alone. That being said, Rowland's road in Bolivia and Peru wasn't easy then. Loading fireworks and exotic animals wasn't so difficult when compared to being challenged by fellow truckers on the road, almost crashing against a market, or fixing his truck in the middle of nowhere. However, Hugh Rowland's run with the show's franchise ended on a bittersweet note not long after, given that in 2014, Hugh suffered an on-road accident while in the passenger seat of a car driven by an Ice Road Truckers production staff member. As TMZ reported, the producer named Will Morrison was driving recklessly when he lost control, veered off the road, and crashed into trees and bushes, causing several injuries that left Hugh unable to feel the lower part of his body, taking him away from trucking and ruining his marital life together. He filed a lawsuit in 2014, but it's unknown what happened in the case. The duo, formed by Agustin Tino Rodriguez and Timothy R. Zim Zikur, joined Deadliest Roads in the second season. And even though no one knew them at the time, their stunts on screen made them unforgettable to the audience. Throughout the season, Tim and Tino did more than transport supplies in South America, as the audience saw them challenging Hugh Rowland for a race despite their rookie status, taking daring cliffside roads and even being pushed to camp in a desert overnight. Unfortunately, not a lot is known about Tino's whereabouts after Deadliest Roads ended. However, things took a turn for the worse for Tim, who in 2015 was sentenced to 5 to 15 years in prison for threatening and kidnapping a sex worker. Just as happened to Deadliest Roads, there was never an official announcement regarding Ice Road Truckers' future. Since the show's 11th season wrapped up in late 2017, fans have been flabbergasted not to see or hear any news from the franchise. However, following an Alex Dobogorski Facebook post in 2018, it was evident that the show's future was simply unknown at that point. I haven't heard a peep from those guys, so I guess the show's in the dustbin of history, he wrote. Fast forward to present times, no sign regarding Ice Road Truckers' renewal has been released so far, leaving us to assume that the show isn't returning anytime soon, which is sad news for the franchise's most loyal fans. but leaves us no other options than to accept that the show finally ran its natural course.
Thank you for spending some time with us. Make sure to like and subscribe so you never miss another video. We also handpick these videos which we recommend you watch next. You can talk to us on all social medias or ask a question in the comments below. Thank you for being with us, and we'll see you back tomorrow.